What is the Hindered status effect? Well, the Hindered status effect is represented by these shackles and slows the base movement speed of survivors. Just to give you a comparison, here are two survivors running side by side, one with Hindered and one without. It is important to know that Hindered adapts to the movement speed of the survivor. While running, it slows you by 15%. While walking, it slows you by 8.5%. And while crouching, it slows you by 4.25%. This also means if a survivor has a perk that increases their movement speed, such as Sprint Burst, it will be negated by Hindered. Currently, the Clown is the only killer with the Hindered status effect built into his power. The Clown's killer power is the Afterpiece Tonic. It allows him to throw bottles filled with toxic gas that will blur survivor vision, cause them to reveal their location, and apply the Hindered status effect for a short amount of time. Each time a survivor goes through the gas, Hindered will be reapplied. The Clown normally starts with only 4 bottles. Now let's take a look at what killer add-ons cause Hindered. While we are on the subject of the Clown, he does have one rare add-on called Flask of Bleach that will increase the power of the Hindered status effect by an extra 5%. So running survivors are slowed by 20%, walking survivors are slowed by 11.3%, and crouching survivors are slowed by 5.65%. This is the only add-on that has a more severe Hindered effect. The game will not tell you that the Hindered is caused by his Flask of Bleach, so the only way to tell he is using this add-on is to pay attention to how much you are slowed. It is very noticeable, the difference between the base Clown Hindered and Hindered with the Flask of Bleach. When he has Flask of Bleach on, it looks like you are practically walking even if you are running. Next, we have the Huntress's uncommon add-on UC Brood, which causes survivors hit by her hatchets to suffer from the Hindered status effect for 15 seconds. Does not stack. This is a weaker version of Hindered with only 3% movement speed reduction. The Huntress also has a rare add-on called UC Concoction that causes survivors hit by her hatchets to suffer from the Hindered status effect for 30 seconds. Does not stack. This is also a weaker version of Hindered as it only applies the 3% movement speed reduction. If you ever equip both these add-ons on the Huntress, then the UC Concoction will take priority since it has the longer Hindered status effect, and the UC Brew will be completely ignored. Status effects in Dead by Daylight never stack with each other. The highest timer always takes priority, and the lower time is always disregarded. The last killer with a Hindered add-on is the Hag. Her ultra rare add-on, Waterlogged Shoe, says survivors within the triggered trap range will suffer from the Hindered status effect, increases the Hag's movement speed slightly, and removes her ability to teleport to traps. The Hindered effect only applies to the area around her traps. Once the survivor is out of this area of effect, they will be Hinder free. The exact area that is affected by Hindered is the trap trigger range. You can see it here from the Hag's perspective. Where you can see the particle effect is the area a survivor must be in to have Hindered applied to them. She can increase the area of the Hindered effect by equipping any add-on that increases the trigger range of her traps. Knowing now what causes Hindered, let's see what survivors can do to counter it. The survivor perk Vigil, one of Quentin's unique perks, can help counter Hindered because it says, you and your allies within an 8-meter range recover from the exhausted, hemorrhage, mangled, hindered, and blindness status effects 10, 15, or 20% faster. Once out of range, this effect persists for 15 seconds. So a rank 3 Vigil can turn a 30-second Hindered effect into a 24-second one. Vigil can also stack with other Vigils as well, so if multiple survivors run it, you can reduce the duration of Hindered even more. However, the stacking of Vigil is multiplicative, not additive, so you don't get an 80% reduction by stacking 4 Vigils. Also remember to keep in mind, this only works against timed hindered effects, so it would be useless against the Hag's add-on and Clown's ability. And that is Hindered. I hope this video has helped you out, and thanks for watching. If you have any additional questions, feel free to comment below. If you want to know more about the other status effects in the game, then check out my status effects playlist. As always, good luck out there in the fog, and see ya next time.